Have you ever marveled at how airports possess an almost supernatural ability to lull you into tranquility? Notice the luxurious carpet that cushions your approach to security checkpoints, the seemingly complimentary Wi-Fi that materializes precisely when desperation strikes, or that strategically positioned ATM that emerges like a mirage the instant your wallet runs dry. Each element murmurs reassuringly, "Breathe easy. We've anticipated your every need." The entire environment feels masterfully orchestrated to transform your travel experience into silk-smooth navigation, or does it? The reality, however, reveals a far more sophisticated narrative. What masquerades as genuine hospitality represents calculated strategy. Airports and airlines collaborate within an intricate, meticulously crafted ecosystem designed to influence your decisions, manipulate your purchasing behavior, and expand your expenditures long before you glimpse your boarding pass. From directional signage that herds your movement like invisible shepherds, to deliberately infused aromatherapy wafting through terminals, to benefits masquerading as complimentary offerings, this represents behavioral psychology in its most refined form. Here's the fascinating paradox. Regardless of how intellectually immune you believe yourself to such influence, the probability remains overwhelming that this elaborate performance has already commenced, with you as the unwitting protagonist. The carpet conspiracy, where comfort meets commerce. As you approach security checkpoints, observe the subtle transformation occurring beneath your feet. Initially, your luggage wheels clatter across polished tiles with mechanical persistence. Moments later, they whisper and glide across plush, sound-absorbing terrain. The ambient noise diminishes, your pace naturally moderates, and the entire atmosphere emanates a pre-screening serenity. This carpeting serves purposes far beyond mere comfort. It exemplifies what environmental psychologists term cognitive friction manipulation. This gentle sensory disruption alters behavior without issuing direct commands. The textural transition signals your subconscious to downshift gears. Instinctively, you decelerate, inhale deeply, and inevitably pause. But where exactly do you find yourself lingering? Precisely where airport strategists intended? Directly adjacent to their most lucrative retail establishments. Industry research, including comprehensive DKMA behavioral analyses, demonstrates that travelers navigating carpeted surfaces register nearby storefronts with nearly double the frequency, subsequently spending approximately 7% more at conventional retail outlets and roughly 10% additional at duty-free establishments. This explains why those tranquil, acoustically dampened corridors feature premium boutiques and essential travel accessories you never realized you desperately needed. The next time your stride automatically softens en route to security scanners, remember this truth. It's not merely your feet receiving comfort. Your attention span and impulse resistance are being skillfully redirected toward one final purchase opportunity before departure. The terminal migration game, strategic rerouting for maximum exposure. You arrive triumphantly at gate D14, precisely on schedule, savoring that quiet victory. Until overhead announcements cheerfully relocate your departure to distant gate F7. Suddenly, you're embarking on what resembles a transcontinental expedition through a shopping mall masquerading as an aviation facility. Most passengers attribute such changes to equipment maintenance or weather complications, and occasionally that's accurate. However, there exists a less publicized motivation. The scenic detour often serves strategic commercial purposes. Redirecting passenger flow from one terminal section to another channels captive audiences past prime retail real estate. Every cafe, specialty kiosk, and duty-free emporium along this journey presents frictionless opportunities to pause briefly for caffeine, to secure just one additional beverage, or to adopt travel accessories whose necessity you've suddenly discovered. Seasoned travelers report experiencing multiple gate reassignments within identical airports, each reroute conveniently threading through commercial gauntlets, each journey culminating in those irresistible "why not?" purchases that fuel airport profitability. Therefore, when your pathway inexplicably serpentines from gate E5 to H22 without apparent operational justification, remember, it's not always logistical destiny. Sometimes the only element being efficiently relocated is your spending potential. Boarding groups. The theater of manufactured status. Surface-level observation suggests boarding groups represent pure logistics. Deeper analysis reveals elaborate theater, social hierarchy embedded within procedural routine. You clutch your boarding pass, observing Group 2 passengers glide down jet bridges with understated privilege, while Group 7 participants shuffle forward like a procession of resigned acceptance. Everyone occupies identical economy seating, yet this sequence manufactures a palpable social ladder. Airlines comprehend that early boarding transcends mere temporal advantage. It delivers psychological elevation. It provides luxury of vacant overhead compartments, unhurried settling time, and elimination of mid-boarding spatial conflicts during the luggage arrangement ritual. Enter the premium offerings. Circumvent queues for modest fees. Secure priority boarding immediately. Obtain our credit card. Welcome to Group 2 privileges. These propositions aren't genuinely about time optimization. They concern social ranking, the micro-prestige purchasable for 20-minute intervals. Acknowledge this reality. Group 2 resonates like exclusive VIP access. Group 7 resembles arriving tardily to family gatherings where optimal seating has vanished. In such moments, you're not purchasing transportation, you're acquiring elevated social positioning, ephemeral perhaps, yet sufficiently compelling to justify card transactions. The psychology of perfectly timed temptation. Picture yourself settled into molded terminal seating, peripherally absorbing distant boarding announcements while scrolling through your device to combat waiting tedium. Your screen illuminates. Upgrade to priority boarding, only $29. Minutes earlier, this concept never entered consciousness. Now it feels like an elegant micro-victory. This offer's appearance wasn't coincidental. Airlines have perfected temporal precision, promoting upgrades when travelers experience fatigue, restlessness, and crave minor triumphs to justify delays. Behavioral research confirms that during low-energy periods, you're significantly more inclined to exchange currency for comfort. Expanded seating, expedited access, lounge privileges. The marketing copy receives meticulous refinement. Experience priority treatment, indulge yourself. Secure journey peace of mind. It reads like benevolent care. It functions like psychological manipulation. The complimentary Wi-Fi illusion, trading data for access. Then emerges the honey trap labeled complimentary Wi-Fi. You extract your device, establish connection, and before your social feeds refresh, your personal information begins its own terminal layover. Access requires email addresses, birth dates, frequently phone numbers. Unread terms often include activity monitoring permissions, all concealed behind cheerful connect buttons. What's this data worth? Substantially more than you'd imagine. Airports frequently monetize these details through advertising partnerships, enabling eerily precise retargeting. Search Rome accommodations once, and moments later, voila! Italian lounge promotions appear, as if your browser consulted your gate assignment. Airport Wi-Fi transcends internet provision. It represents transactional exchange. You offer attention and personal data. They convert it into revenue streams. This doesn't necessitate complete avoidance, merely intelligent engagement. Utilize VPN protection or bypass captive portals entirely through mobile tethering. Within terminals, complimentary rarely means costless. You're simply paying with non-monetary currency. The hunger leverage. When appetite meets inflated pricing. Hunger represents airports' most reliable manipulation tool. You possess 60 minutes and a non-negotiable stomach. Food courts beckon seductively. Prices deliver financial shock. $20 later, you're nursing lukewarm sandwiches and bottled water that deserves both receipts and formal apologies. Here's insider wisdom. Onboard dining sometimes offers superior value. Co-branded airline credit cards frequently provide in-flight purchase discounts. American Airlines cheese and fruit arrangements, listed at $8.99, drop to approximately $6.74 when purchased with their branded card. Cheaper than numerous terminal snacks, particularly when basic yogurt approaches double-digit pricing, utensils sold separately. Beyond economics, terminal dining represents gambling. Occasionally you discover quality. Frequently you unwrap disappointing sandwiches whose sole photograph resemblance involves bread presents. Onboard menus change gradually. Identify reliable options and future ordering becomes predictable. Additional advantage: no security shepherding requirements or boarding chaos management. No greasy packaging, no juggling drinks, phones, and luggage handles simultaneously. The elegant solution: onboard dining strategy. Secure your seating, input your selections digitally, and allow culinary service to locate you, eliminating precarious balancing performances and frantic gate-to-terminal sprints. Not particularly interested in comprehensive meal service at cruising altitude? Simple solution: strategically pack premium protein bars or artisanal chocolate squares within your carry-on, ensuring immediate, sophisticated sustenance the instant appetite announces itself. The afterlife of lost possessions: a hidden economy. What genuinely stings involves investing $20 in mediocre terminal cuisine, only to subsequently discover your cherished lighter or indispensable multi-tool vanish during security screening. No ceremonial farewell, no emotional closure. More devastating still, your checked luggage performs a disappearing act at baggage claim, prompting the devastating thought, that's permanent, absolutely irretrievable, not entirely accurate. Most vanished possessions embark on fascinating afterlives rarely discussed publicly. These items don't accumulate dust in forgotten storage facilities. They undergo systematic processing. Confiscated materials typically remain held approximately 30 days before being consolidated. Everything from tactical knives and professional tools to abandoned electronics, then redistributed through government liquidation networks for astute bargain hunters who discover these specialized listings. Lost luggage follows alternative pathways. Unclaimed for 60 to 90 days, entire suitcases enter bulk sales markets. Professional resellers methodically examine contents, identifying valuable items. Designer apparel, vintage timepieces, sophisticated electronics, subsequently reselling discoveries through establishments like Alabama's renowned Unclaimed Baggage Center. Indeed, that disappeared treasured possession may currently occupy thrift store shelving in Alabama, awaiting some stranger's triumphant, "You won't believe this incredible fine" narrative. Preventing unscheduled item adventures. Desire to prevent belongings from embarking on unauthorized journeys, capture detailed photographs of packed contents, update aging tracking devices, and position comprehensive contact information both internally and externally on luggage. Should belongings take unplanned detours, you've dramatically enhanced reunion probabilities. The ATM ambush, when convenience costs premiums. You're approaching your gate when cash necessity strikes. Perfect timing. An ATM nestles conveniently beside the espresso counter. It appears legitimate, efficient, seamless. Card insertion, PIN entry, currency dispensed, transaction completed. Here's the devastating truth, that convenient withdrawal frequently costs more than your accompanying cappuccino. Airport ATMs maintain notorious reputations for compounded fees, withdrawal charges, international surcharges, plus the most insidious assault: dynamic currency conversion. Combine these elements and you've voluntarily fed a miniature financial vacuum cleaner. Occasionally, total extraction approaches 10% of withdrawn amounts. Utilizing foreign banking cards, the financial squeeze intensifies. Withdraw $100, actually pay $112, experiencing legitimate pickpocketing sensations. The revelation: numerous airport machines aren't bank-operated, but managed by private entities profiting from rushed, jet-lagged, or exhausted travelers too fatigued for thorough verification. That seemingly helpful prompt, "Accept this exchange rate," represents the venomous finale. Always decline dynamic currency conversion. Your banking institution's rates consistently prove superior. Complete fee avoidance strategy. Want absolute drainage elimination? Secure currency before departure, utilize travel cards featuring zero foreign transaction fees, and embrace contactless payment systems whenever possible, ensuring budgets remain prepared for genuine surprises, not tribute payments for accessing personal funds. The early arrival theater, scheduled illusions. The captain's gratifying announcement resonates. "Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached our destination ahead of schedule. Feels like your pilot activated afterburners specifically for passenger benefit, correct?" Here's the revelation. Early arrivals often represent deliberate timetable engineering. Numerous carriers discreetly inflate published flight durations by 20 to 30 minutes, ensuring even minor delays register as punctual or advanced. This strategy maintains pristine statistics while preserving customer satisfaction metrics. Therefore, when touchdown occurs 10 minutes ahead of schedule, Don't assume you've transcended physics. You've likely experienced carefully orchestrated temporal illusion. Cabin pressure psychology, the hidden energy drain. Post-flight mental fog isn't imagination. Aircraft cabins maintain pressurization above sea level standards, delivering slightly reduced oxygen per inhalation, completely within safety parameters, yet unfriendly toward energy reserves. This subtle reduction induces dehydration, lightheadedness, and inexplicable irritability. Hydration provides the simplest remedy. Certainly, you can repeatedly request water service, but by the third round, most travelers capitulate and purchase bottles, precisely where airlines quietly transform thirst into revenue streams. Lounge liberation, accessible luxury beyond first class. Meanwhile, those frost-glazed sanctuaries you've enviously observed, lounge access isn't exclusively first-class territory anymore. Abundant clubs offer daily passes ranging $30 to $60, and numerous credit cards, even without substantial annual fees, provide complimentary entry. The secret isn't possessing golden credentials, it's recognizing existing benefits. Imagine exchanging crowded gate areas, $5 coffee, and electrical outlet conflicts for spacious seating, fresh cappuccinos, reliable Wi-Fi, and sufficient charging ports for simultaneous phone, tablet, and laptop power. During extended layovers, these oases feel genuinely salvational. Reduced announcement chaos, eliminated seating territorial disputes, quality cuisine, and the understated luxury of consuming fresh fruit on leather furniture like you genuinely belong. Before subsequent travels, examine airline applications and card benefits. You might be bypassing comfort you already possess. Overbooking orchestration, aviation's most expensive gamble. Now for aviation's costliest maybe scenario, strategic overbooking. You arrive at departure gates finding them overcrowded, overhead bins completely occupied, and mysteriously, you lack seat assignments. Airlines routinely sell tickets exceeding actual capacity because analytics predict certain passenger no-show rates. Usually, this mathematics succeeds. Occasionally, everyone appears, chaos ensues. Public address pleading commences. We're soliciting volunteers for later departures. Without volunteers, airlines select passengers for removal. This practice is legal, and you consented through fine print during purchase clicking. Transforming chaos into opportunity. Want to reverse these dynamics? With flexible scheduling, treat situations like negotiations. Don't accept initial offers. Carriers may begin around $200, then enhance incentives. $500, $800, $1,000 plus accommodations, meal vouchers, even superior seating on subsequent flights until someone accepts. With composed negotiation, you can transform inconvenience into discovered funding for trip enjoyment. If flexibility isn't available, protect yourself. Complete early check-in, arrive punctually at gates, and secure advanced seat assignments, even at modest cost. Passengers without confirmed seating face initial removal selection. If involuntarily denied boarding, remember, you can demand cash compensation, not merely vouchers. Under Department of Transportation regulations, payments reach up to 400% of one-way fares, capped at $2,150. Information airlines rarely volunteer. Overbooking represents strategic gaming. Either you become manipulated or you master counter-manipulation. The ultimate revelation, systematic influence architecture. The broader perspective, that luxurious underfoot carpeting never concerned ambiance exclusively, and complimentary vouchers rarely represent pure generosity. Behind every polished terminal and cheerful boarding announcement exist sophisticated systems calibrated to guide, influence, and subtly shape everything from tactile experiences to purchasing decisions. If you've progressed this far while thinking, wait, seriously? Yeah, excellent. That indicates the illusion is dissolving. Now it's your opportunity. What's the most astounding airport secret you've discovered or the most manipulative experience you've encountered before departure? Share in the comments. I review them all. And if you want additional eye-opening travel revelations to secure in your carry-on, subscribe so the next disclosure doesn't escape your attention.